What's up guys, it's me Strawhead Nate and I'm back this week with a new One Piece chapter video. This time we have chapter 1156 titled Idols. Now this time the first half of the chapter specifically derails from following Loki or even following rocks to show other major events happening in the One Piece world. I guess Oda really just needed to show us other things happening in the world in this era to contextualize all of the events of the flashback. The chapter focuses a lot on the Kuja pirates and their relationship with the Roger pirates, who have a really complicated love triangle that we'll talk about a little more later on. And since Roger is in the chapter, his arch nemesis Garp is also in the chapter, and we see a crazy clash between these two powerful men. The focus on Roger doesn't mean, though, that we leave behind Rox, because at the end of the chapter, Rox discusses his main plan with his crew. And to know all of the details of his important plan, stay till the end of this video. Now, let's get into the chapter after you like the video and subscribe to the channel. First off, the cover this week is another color spread, 2 in a row, this time showing a comparison from the past generation to the present generation. It shows Roger, Rayleigh, and Gaban standing behind Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, making the obvious connection between the two crews of the Pirate Kings. But now we begin going through the chapter for real, starting with an exploration of the popularity of the Kuja pirates, who at this time were led by Gloriosa, and with Shakuyaku, aka Shaki, in the second in command position of the crew. And it's explained by the narrator that they were called an idol group of pirates because they were so famous and popular around the world to the point where people would stalk and follow them like a group of idols. That doesn't mean, though, that they weren't powerful ladies from Amazon Lily, because they were all pirates with large bounties on their heads. In a strange turn of events, though, Shaki was actually the most popular girl on the crew, not the captain, Gloriosa. But it makes sense because we know that later on, Shaki takes on the title of Empress after Gloriosa steps down. So the Kuja pirates end up clashing here with the Roger pirates in a typical pirate fight, but it turns into not really a fight anymore the second Roger sees Shaki. He wants Shaki to join his crew because she's so beautiful, but she refuses his offer and then hits him in the head in the way that like Nami would hit Sanji in the head. Then, after he already confessed his love to Shaki, Gloriosa lunges at Roger, telling him that she is actually in love with him instead of Shaki. Roger tells Gloriosa to just get out of the way because his eyes are for Shaki alone. And it's kind of a proven thing that the empresses of Amazon Lily will always fall for guys who have a difficult time falling in love with them for some reason, like with Boa Hancock and Luffy in the present day. It's shown once again when Shaki sees Rayleigh, the second in command of the Roger pirates, and she falls in love with him since he's the only one on the crew who isn't head over heels for her. I guess she likes the fact that he's nonchalant. Rayleigh seems uninterested at first with her love, but Shaki winks over at him when she leaves and he blushes, so there is a connection here to be made. We know that in the present day, they do end up together on their bar on Sabaody, so they must have worked on something in the 40 or so years from then to now. But back to the events of the past, the Kuja pirates leave the Roger pirates behind because the Marines arrive, led by Vice Admiral Garp, the hero of the Marines. And Garp and Roger, the two leaders of their troops, attack each other in a very large clash. And it seems that Oda really loves drawing these huge clashes of Conqueror's Haki because we just recently saw one last chapter with the clash between Rox and Harold. Garp uses an attack called Meteor Fist, and Roger uses an attack called Wild Soul, and the two clash and cancel each other out. And this clash is shown in an awesome double-page spread to end out this scene. But now we're done with the Roger pirates, in this chapter at least, to cut back to Elbath. In Elbath, Prince Loki is still dreaming about joining the Rox pirates at almost all times of day. Ida, the mother of Haruden, which makes her the stepmother of Loki now, asks Loki to live with them down on the coast of Elbath where they're safe, but he refuses the offer because Loki just wants to go out to sea now to join the Rox pirates. But that's all we see from Elbath though, because then we travel over to Hachinosu, where Roxy Zebek has set up his base of operations for his crew. We meet Kyo the Yakuza, who later goes by the name Silver Axe, as he arrives to the pirate island Hachinosu. And it's explained here that this is the man who is the rival of Golden Lion Shiki. And they end up both on the same crew, so they have to get along at least somewhat. To describe Kyo, aka Silver Axe, he looks like he's from Wano because of his kimono. He has sunglasses, and he also has a big silver axe on his back, which is an obvious character trait. At this moment, he is not part of the crew yet, but we can assume that he'll join later on in the way that Rox always makes people join his crew, the Davy Back fight. Then, to end the chapter, we see yet another amazing double-page spread showing Rox and all of his crew gathered in the skull of Hachinosu, and all of the members are shown here, including Big Mom Charlotte Linlin, Struzen, Big Mom's first husband, Kaido, when he was just a teenager, Captain John, who had his mysterious treasure that Buggy found, and Barbell, a catfish fishman, a new character who we've never seen before. Rox explains his master plan to all of his men, and the plan needs to be fulfilled in order to return to Merijoa and topple the entire world government, which is a high task to take on. He tells them that he needs 2 specific legendary devil fruits without naming which ones they actually are, so it's up to our assumption to figure this out. He says that they need to go to Elbath to find one of them, so it must be the passed down fruit of Elbath, which we have already assumed to be the sun god Dika fruit because of their praise for the sun god. This devil fruit was seen to be taken only 14 years ago around the death of King Harold, so it's likely that Rock's plan never really gets too far and he never actually gets the devil fruits that he desires. The other devil fruit that has been theorized by people online to be the one they're going for is the dark fruit belonging to Blackbeard currently. This would make a lot of sense because the dark fruit starkly opposes Luffy's sun god fruit. That means that Blackbeard's fruit might have some secret godly identity that we don't know about just yet. The other part of Rock's plan, though, involves finding the Galley-Lod giant company, who we know is already dead and gone by the time of this flashback, but Rox doesn't know that. He is probably requiring these giants' assistance in order to build ancient weapons like Pluton, because he could use a great powerful ship like that if he wants to rule over all of the world. That's it for this chapter though. It was a large perspective expanding chapter that was very unexpected. We thought we would just continue following the Rox Pirates as they get more members and take over Hachinosu, or maybe continue following Loki as he grew up, but we got another entire segment completely dedicated to the Roger Pirates. Oda just probably wanted to show off all of the powerful characters that were all in their primes during this era. And it was fascinating to see the Roger Pirates relationship with the Kuja specifically, because we know that in the end of the day, Goldie Roger settles down with Portgas D. Rouge, the mother of Ace. So neither Gloriosa or Shaki land with the former Pirate King. I can't really predict anymore what will happen in the next chapter because of how odd this flashback has been jumping all over the place, but I'll throw it out there that we could possibly see a different perspective of God Valley, which could change the entire way we see the incident. But we just gotta wait a little while for this because there is a break next week because of the Japanese summer holiday week. So if you made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to show your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.